Alright you guys, what is going on, and welcome back to another Dragon Ball Super video. And you already knew this was coming even after all of the uploads yesterday. We have so much to talk about after the massive Battle Hour 2026 event from this past weekend. I'm gonna try and temper myself though and spread this out over the next couple of days because there's a lot to go over. But today the most important thing that we need to talk about is something that I actually didn't manage to cover yesterday because of the massive amount of content we got swarmed with. Dragon Ball Super Beerus' new trailer, the new update surrounding the anime itself, and also the preview teaser at the end of the trailer regarding what's to come in the future of the Dragon Ball Super anime. Yes, so if you guys are excited about what's to come with Dragon Ball in the future, and you just, Battle Hour was just a huge success as I think it was. I think Battle Hour was a W this year, as it usually is. Be sure to leave a like on the video, subscribe to the channel for more, and without further ado, ladies and gentlemen, let's hop right in to Dragon Ball Super Beerus. So in today's video for our massive Dragon Ball Super update, we are of course gonna start over on Twitter on DBS Hype's account because this is the first person that I knew would have, if not the whole trailer, at least a decent portion of it on their page. And I obviously don't think I can play the sound for this, and hopefully we don't get dinged for the visuals either. If you guys are seeing this, obviously we didn't, so we should be good, right? But I'm still not gonna play the sound. But this is the new Dragon Ball Super Beerus trailer. Obviously the first thing that you guys are gonna notice is this is a bunch of new redesigned scenes and artwork and everything like that we didn't see these scenes in the first trailer from a couple of months ago. Now obviously the big thing that we were hoping for when we learned that Dragon Ball Super Beerus was gonna have a panel at Battle Hour, but we actually did not get that release date that we were hoping for the anime. It's still fall 2026. Maybe we'll get it at San Diego Comic-Con or something like that. I don't know. Hopefully we'll get that release date soon. I mean, we're about to be in summer in like what, a month or two. So let me show you guys this right here, because again, that's not the whole trailer. This was a portion at the very end of the trailer. We had a little bit of a teaser. I think I might be able to play this. Guys, all right, so I don't know exactly what to think right now. This is extremely hype. So this is pretty much confirmation that Dragon Ball Super Frieza will be next after Dragon Ball Super Beerus, which means that the leaks or rumors that we heard a couple of months ago are true. We don't have an exact episode count yet. I don't think that was confirmed. I could be mistaken. Maybe they did mention that. But it seems to be the case that all of those rumors were correct. Dragon Ball Super Beerus will be followed by Dragon Ball Super Frieza, and then when we eventually get to the Dragon Ball Super Future or Dragon Ball Super Trunks arc, whatever they're wanting to call it, that's when we'll start seeing some actual changes, hopefully, between the Dragon Ball Super anime and the Dragon Ball Super manga coming together into one, making the new anime continuity more, I guess, one-to-one with the manga. That's what we're really hoping to see, right? And I just cannot wait, man. Let's watch this little Frieza trailer, or Frieza teaser, I guess I should say, one more time. This is not something that I was expecting to see here. The fact that they showed this before we even got the release date for Dragon Ball Super Beerus, like, I know I said before, probably about a month or two ago, that they probably were, if at the very least, probably done with the Golden Frieza arc in the Dragon Ball Super anime if they were gonna redo everything. And it seems like they've already done a decent amount of work like we initially predicted. Right now we're gonna hop over here to the Dragon Ball official website, where they're gonna give us the entire rundown of the new trailer and what to expect in the future. So this was posted yesterday, so this is just everything that was happening as this was posted. The real everything we need to read is down here. So today at Dragon Ball Games Battle Hour 2026 in Los Angeles, the Dragon Ball Super special panel unveiled the Super Gekito trailer for the anime Dragon Ball Super Beerus, offering fans an early look at the enhanced trailer presentation of the series. The event also featured comments from the stars of the upcoming anime, including the voices of Goku, obviously we had Nozawa there, Beerus, we had Koichi there, the English dub voice of Beerus, and Akio Ioku, executive producer of the Dragon Ball franchise, building anticipation for the series debut last year, and they very much did that. I want to reference this tweet from Super Chronicles right here, from, I think this was right after the Genki Dynasty event, right? This is where they pretty much explained what the entire point and what to expect from Beerus was, and on the Dragon Ball official website, they pretty much just went a little bit more in depth into that. Now that they can speak a little bit more, right? Now that we know that Dragon Ball Super Frieza is going to be coming up soon after, and this will all hopefully lead into, which I think is probably pretty clear, that's the plan now, into Dragon Ball Super, the Galactic Patrol. So in this tweet from Super Chronicles, which was, January 25th, this is going to read, Dragon Ball official site explains what Dragon Ball Super Beerus actually is. Dragon Ball Super Beerus, a project that was started a few years ago. So again, I feel like this is kind of overlooked as well now that we're like in the weeds of everything. This was started a few years ago, so it's kind of always been the plan for them to remake the anime and then for it to lead into the continuation of the anime animating arcs from the Dragon Ball Super manga, right? So by the latest visual expression, every scene, especially the battle scenes, is even more immersive, providing a more faithful and detailed reproduction of the original work by Akira Toriyama, and it will deliver a quality that is sure to fully satisfy audiences. Dragon Ball Super will begin anew as Dragon Ball Super Beerus. And I feel like in the video that we initially did, post Genki Dynasty, when they said Dragon Ball Super will begin anew as Dragon Ball Super Beerus, we all should have known right there that this was them literally telling us that they're just gonna remake the entire anime, and then since we know that the Moral arc is coming now, it's just gonna lead into that, and then hopefully into the Granola arc, and then hopefully by that time, good lord, the manga should be back by then, right? Because that's like a good like 4 or 5 years down the line, if I'm being honest, when they're gonna be done with all of that. And then we even have like the post superhero stuff, so there's a lot to be animated, and that's a good cushion of time for them to get the manga situated. So this is gonna read, the super brawl between Goku and Beerus. At the end, Frieza is seen awaiting his resurrection. The Dragon Ball Super Beerus Super Gekito trailer is unveiled, and even here they mentioned Frieza at the end, right? On the stage, the Dragon Ball Super Beerus Super Gekito trailer filled with new footage from Dragon Ball Super Beerus was unveiled. The trailer depicts a raging battle between Son Goku and the God of Destruction Beerus, and breathtaking battle scenes that unfold at a cosmic scale are shown one after the other. The intense clash between Goku and Beerus is brought to life with edge-of-your-seat intensity and overwhelming power thanks to the leveled up visual presentation unique to the Enhanced Edition. The end of the trailer shows Frieza awaiting his resurrection, creating anticipation for a new powerful foe that will stand before Goku. And at the end right here, they should have just said after Dragon Ball Super Beerus, right? So down here are a bunch of the new redesigned shots from the new anime, and I wish they had a side-by-side. Matter of fact, I think I actually have a tweet that has some of the redone scenes side-by-side, and we'll get into that in a second, because I think that's really interesting to see just how improved this looks. Like, even if you're not a fan of the entire Dragon Ball Super anime getting redone, you cannot front that it just looks so much better than the first iteration. Like, you can't even lie to yourself. You can't do it. So at the event, surprise comments were shown from the voices of Goku, Beerus, the English dub voice of Beerus, and Iyoku, who each expressed their excitement for the upcoming Enhanced Edition, much to the delight of the attending fans. When asked about Dragon Ball Super Beerus, Yamadera stated that he was happy to see Beerus in the title, conveying his anticipation for everything that his character Beerus will do. Mr. Douglas also commented, "It's an amazing thrill to see Beerus take center stage in Dragon Ball Super Beerus as a message to the fans all over the world." Mr. Iyoku spoke about what makes Beerus so special, saying he is indeed an unpredictable and awe-inspiring, powerful god. Dragon Ball Super is a series that begins to move forward because of the existence of this God of Destruction Beerus. The entire production staff has been working tirelessly to deliver Beerus' strengths and existence with the latest visual techniques for everyone to enjoy to the fullest. In addition, Ms. Nozawa commented, "The battle between Goku and Beerus was so thrilling and epic. Then, Frieza appears at the end." The event venue was filled with loud cheers and applause as she expressed her excitement for the Enhanced Edition battle between Goku and Frieza. Golden Frieza, mind you, which is going to be absolutely insane. So, next I want to hop back over here on Twitter to show you guys Dragon Ball Perfect Shots page, where they did a complete side-by-side of all the redrawn frames. Or actually, this isn't a side-by-side, this is just a complete compilation of all the redrawn frames in the new trailer for Dragon Ball Super Beerus. And right here, they're gonna say some frames were completely redrawn, others had their lighting adjusted and had unnecessary details removed. Takahashi's corrections were the most interesting because these represented a significant improvement over the original frames. He also had extended his animation for the episode 13. Beerus looks imposing, terrifying, and much more serious. The character has been completely rewritten to make him more like his original version in Battle of Gods, which is going to be really exciting. Onishi's animation from episode 14 will be reused, but it was heavily corrected. He has done other animation work on the series. Dragon Ball Super Golden Frieza will be premiered later this year, immediately after Dragon Ball Super Beerus concludes. It's still in post-production, but we'll probably see a new teaser in a few months. Again, as we predicted earlier this year, they were probably at least a good way through the Golden Frieza saga, and we were going to get news on that soon. And it looks like all of that came true, right? So I think what's really interesting here, like, guys, how beautiful are these shots, man? Like, can we just be real with ourselves? Look at Frieza. I wish we could zoom into Frieza down here. But this is just an overview of all the shots that were redrawn from the trailer that we saw so far. So a lot of exciting stuff that's on the horizon for us soon as Dragon Ball fans. We have a lot to look forward to. Guys, when we get to the Dragon Ball Super Trunks arc, just what I'm calling it now, I don't know if it's going to be called that, be prepared to see a different, more sinister, because remember, Dragon Ball Perfect Shot says up here that Beerus looks imposing, terrifying, and much more serious. So if they've made Beerus more imposing and more intimidating, I cannot wait to see what Goku Black is about to look like in the remake of the Dragon Ball Super anime. I think that might be the arc I'm most excited for. The Tournament of Power is going to be really interesting as well. I can't even lie. That one's going to be really interesting to see. I expect we'll probably see the Gohan versus Kefla fight. We might miss out on a couple of cool things here or there, but it'll be cool to see the other side of the Tournament of Power, i.e. what happened in the manga, finally get animated now. And then after that, obviously, maybe we'll actually see, I wonder if they're going to do an anime version of Dragon Ball Super Broly. I wonder, are they gonna do that? Because Broly didn't happen in the manga. So I wonder how they're gonna, are they just, that's interesting. Guys, let me know down below in the comments how you think they're gonna handle both Dragon Ball Super Broly and Dragon Ball Super Superhero. I think honestly, they'll probably do the manga version of Superhero, and then hopefully at some point we'll get all that post superhero stuff that happened in the manga, like Beast Gohan versus Ultra Instinct Goku. But as far as Dragon Ball Super Broly, I actually don't know how or if they're going to do that, because again, that didn't happen in the manga. Obviously, they referenced the battle with Broly a lot, but that exact movie, that showdown, that didn't happen in the manga. We just saw, like, obviously, like I said, a little bit of a flashback. It's been referenced in the Moro saga a couple of times, so that's gonna be interesting to see. But guys, that is gonna do it for our huge Dragon Ball Super update from Battle Hour 2026. Dragon Ball Super Beerus leading into Dragon Ball Super Frieza sometime later this year. We still don't exactly have a release date right now for Beerus, which again is kind of weird because they teased the next arc, but we don't even have a release date for the first arc. But anyways, I do expect to see that sometime soon. Again, maybe at San Diego Comic-Con. I think we're supposed to get another trailer there, if I'm not mistaken, as well. So hopefully, obviously, this will all lead into much more Dragon Ball content in the future. I can't wait to see our first new update on Dragon Ball Super, the Galactic Patrol. That's going to be massive. But let me know down below in the comments, guys. Are you all excited for Dragon Ball Super Beerus, or are you one of those haters that's saying, why are they remaking this? The same story 30 times. Guys, just don't watch it, man. This is hype to me. I can't wait for this. My son is about to be born. We're going to be watching this together, man. That's going to be dope. But anyways, ladies and gentlemen, let me know down below in the comments what your favorite part of Battle Hour this year was. Was it Xenoverse 3? Was it the Dragon Ball Super Beerus update? Or was it Sparking Zero, which actually went kind of crazy? I actually didn't expect Sparking Zero to go as crazy as it did, but I can't even lie, that Xenoverse 3 trailer actually stole the show. I mean, we got to see Bulma look fire. Can we be honest? But anyways, fellas, have a great day. I've yapped enough, and I'm gonna see you all in the next one. Peace out, my boys.